the cloud. Okay, welcome everybody. This is show 109. We are Comix Podcast. Let's just do the introduction real quick. On my right is Luis. We also have Esteban, which his name is the podcast Comics. We have Andreas back with us today. And then also we have a special guest today, Mando Franco. I've known Mando, for a very long time. I want to not through Mob Scene. Actually through Mob Scene. We met through Mob Scene, which was an improv group, and we've been friends ever since for fucking like 20 years, huh? Clear, like
for lack of a better word, yeah.
Yeah. Mando does a lot of projects. Mondo's done a lot of indie films, and a couple of times they were on the big screen, and he's won the Long Beach Festival, Long Beach Movie Festival, right? You won that one?
No.
For Victims?
Think so. No, I won LA Web Fest Award for Best Director for a web series I did, yeah.
Okay. I like how
I had to think about it.
It was actually
I really had to think about it for I'm like, I know I played Long Beach, but did I win anything from Long Beach? Don't remember. But yeah. No, thank you though. Appreciate it. I was like, I've won so many, it's hard to keep,
Yeah. Between you and Gus,
you took the words out of my mouth, but I was like, I have to remain humble after all of it.
Between him and Gus is the only two times I got to see myself on the big screen. So I say thank you. I was way less fat, but thank you. It was awesome. Something I could say. Okay, so today is my show. Meaning I'm just hosting, but it's all of our show, but we're just hosting. So that means there's games. We will be talking about a lot of things. I don't know who had drink today. If it was Esteban or Luis, who might have drink today. Luis,
I got one.
Buffalo Trace.
Yeah. It has gotten me drunk fairly many times. And
it'll get you drunk.
Gets you drunk for cheap.
Get you fucked up for the cheap.
Yeah, it's quite delicious, quite smooth. Yeah. Buffalo Trace. If you got $20, we got a good time.
Ooh, that's another good one.
Alcohol. He is not talking about the alcohol. So for my shows, we do Postmaster, and Postmaster is a lot like King's Cup, where the last person to put their thumb down has to drink. With us, it's Postmaster. So we're all going to pick poses, and the last person to do their pose has to drink. My pose will be...
That's really long and complicated.
That's what she said. Luis? It's been like a year or two from when the last time I've hosted a comics. There you go. Maybe not 2 years. Andreas, what's your pose? There you go. Esteban?
Oldie but goodie.
Nice. And Mando, what would be your pose?
I thought we were just gonna stay like that. It's like he always wins. He's undefeated.
What people see when you're giving head, got it. So each time we're going to be playing games, each time you guys make a point, we're going to be spinning this wheel, and in this wheel has a bunch of consequences. Whether you gain a point, lose a point, or you have to play one of the many games that are in front of me. First of all, comments. The only comments I saw, I know you're looking at me, Luis, during the headlights. I already saw the comment. We did a show a couple of weeks ago about which TV death affected you the most. Heavyweight said the crying game affected him the most. So I don't think he got it, because I think he's talking about a particular scene of the crying game where there's a dick that comes out. But I don't know. Maybe he died inside when he saw it. Like
he
might have.
Greteled our way to those breadcrumbs, huh?
Yeah, right. You got just and dick. All right, so let's go ahead and get into our first game, and then we'll do our first subject, because we're going to talk about James Gunn and everything I was gonna say exposed, but that would be bad. Everything he said, the plan
unveiled would be a good word.
Unveiled for chapter 1. I'm just talking about the lawsuit. Like, I'm just saying that was a bad choice of words. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. But let's go into our first game. Okay, so it's going to be Esteban and Luis versus Mando and Andreas. Esteban, you're gonna go against Mando. Now, Mando, I said Esteban first. Mando, you get to pick the category.
A or B. You get to kick. I was like, oh fuck.
You get to kick Luis.
You get to kick Luis.
So do you want category
off camera? You see a foot.
So Mando, what category do you want? A or B of the first question?
So unfortunately, I'm getting a lot of lag. So
do you want to restart? You can log off.
I'm getting a lot of lag, so a lot of that was really jumbled and rushed together and came out at the same time.
You want to?
So one more time for those in the back.
Okay. Is it better now? No. You might want to log off and then log back in, and then you'll go in the second round.
Yeah, maybe I should try that.
Yeah. Okay. So then it'll be Esteban versus Andreas.
Well, now I can hear you.
Okay. All right. So do you want category A or B?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not an answer. You want category A or B?
That sounds good.
Cool.
And that's how every date has ever ended with me. All right, sounds good. But you're leaving.
Do you want an appetizer? Yeah. Which one? Do you want you want the nachos or do you want the tacos? Yeah, that's good. That's
why
just gets up and walks away.
Yeah.
Why is the Uber app open? All right, Esteban versus Andreas. Do you want category A or B? B. This is a movie by premise.
Okay.
Sorry, I was only stalling to see if he would make it back in. A computer hacker.
Luis and Esteban go. Sorry for interrupting. Luis and Esteban are going first. I just picked the letter, or
you're going against. You're going against
okay.
Esteban. Okay. See, he didn't believe that he shows up twice. Okay. Esteban versus Andreas. Luis, you can steal, but just say your name because the screen is being covered by you. Okay. All right. Category B. A computer hacker is abducted into a digital world and forced to participate in gladiatorial games, where his only chance to escape is with the help of his heroic security program. One more time? Because I read it all stupid. One more time?
No, I don't think
who's answering?
You are, bud.
Esteban versus Andreas.
My bad. Okay. My bad.
No, I'm not. I'm taking it on myself. I'm saying
bitch.
You stupid son of a bitch.
He's not again.
Okay, so it's movie by premise. So I'm going to say the premise of the movie, and then you say what movie that is. A computer hacker is abducted into a digital world and forced to participate in gladiatorial games, where his only chance to escape is with the help of a heroic security program.
I'm leaning towards Tron.
Is that your final answer or no?
Yeah, let's go final answer.
That is the right answer.
Yeah.
I had no idea. Good job, sir.
Thank you.
That was the first thing I thought of, but I wasn't sure if that was right.
Yeah, it's like I was kind of leaning towards that, and then the other film I was also thinking of was Lawnmower Man, but I don't remember any gladiatorial games in Lawnmower Man.
It did have
That's a deep cut,
right?
That's a deep cut, man. Fucking Lawnmower Man with Jeff Fahey.
No, that was a redhead guy with the weird eyes. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Jeff Fahey.
Esteban, spin or they spin?
Fuck it, let's spin.
truth. Truth or drink.
Shit.
So Esteban,
The first and last name of your ex. No, I'm just kidding.
you have to,
Which one?
to gain the extra. To
That
gain
what?
To gain the extra point, you have to say the truth
Okay.
or drink. You don't lose a point. You just do. The only way to get a point is to say the truth.
All right.
Who was the last person besides your partner or doctor who has seen your junk?
Ooh.
Yes.
Great. I needed this point, bitch.
Dang.
Fuck your marriage.
Oh, son of a bitch. Yeah, no, I'm not answering that.
Go get something to drink, man.
You're not drinking?
I'd rather drink. I'd rather drink
The hell are you drinking?
whiskey and Coke.
Ah.
Mando versus Luis. Mando, I'm clear now, right?
Hopefully. A lot of confidence, I know.
Okay. A young movie by premise. A young farmer is chosen to undertake a perilous journey in order to protect a special baby from an evil queen. What movie is this? If you're gonna steal, you have to say your name first. Do you want me to read it again?
Yeah, can you use it in a sentence, please?
Kind of did. A young farmer. A young farmer is chosen to undertake a perilous journey in order to protect a special baby from an evil queen. What movie is this?
Mandalorian. I'm joking. I'm sorry.
That actually kind of fits.
They're all movies.
I know. I know. I'm just kidding.
Okay, they've had enough time. There's up for a steal. It's
Even
still
though
your guys. It's still your guys' until they say like their name.
since I said my name, can I go?
Yeah.
Is it Willow?
It is Willow.
Oh my god.
It
He's a
is
farmer?
Willow.
Yeah, he's a
I
farmer.
can't. I last time I saw that movie was like 1993. So I don't remember.
Yeah,
Actually, you have Jaws and Back to the Future in the background, so clearly you like older movies.
Yeah, but you see a fucking Willow poster behind
You
me?
never know. That might be to the left.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I hadn't
No,
seen I hadn't seen Willow in a while, so I ended up rewatching it so I can watch the series.
Not gonna be on Disney Plus.
It is on Disney Plus, yeah.
Plus, yeah.
All right. If you're drinking, drinks for everyone.
Okay.
All right. Crap.
All right. So our first category. Oh, Stefan, since I don't have to switch. What's our first thing?
Yeah. Okay. So, first category that we got, first topic that we're going to go ahead and talk about today is that it has been confirmed that the Flash film is going to, in fact, reset the DC universe.
Okay. If everybody remembers,
You
you don't have to do my pose, Mando.
do that.
Whatever. It could be whatever pose. Did you choose a pose?
Oh,
yeah, that's right. Okay, there you go. There you go. That's Andreas.
so you mean dress loss?
You're the pose master.
He was following the rules of your dumb game. My man can't be penalized for that. Look at him. He's
See,
drinking beer.
I already fucked up. I was already fucked up. I was trying to do Ash's pose.
But it's okay. Andreas took it, and
Andres is drinking a beer on a school night. Come on, give the guy a break.
But he's now the new postmaster because he took a drink. Mando, I forgot to say while we're recording, Mondo's our movie director, so at any time he can say "and action" one of our names. Being that he's a director, it should be easier for him. So at any time he says one of our names, we have to do a movie quote, but we have 5 seconds to do so.
Mm.
So Flash is set to reset the DC universe.
That is correct, sir.
Do we think, going with Luis first, do we think there was reshoots for that, or do you think we were already going into like I'll say a reboot. Maybe these things didn't happen, but I still have my cast. But then little by little, it all worked out to have a new cast, or was there reshoots to maybe end it in a way where like now we can we can springboard into our chapter 1, as James Gunn said.
I think it's a little bit of both. James Gunn has been a part of DC for a while now, to be able to make those plans, and it's these news are happening behind closed doors, and then the more people know, that's when new like whispers start to happen. So if I was to make a guess, I would say, it already seemed that the Flash was gonna make changes into the timeline, so we all kind of expected that, but then just when we heard that the reshoots were happening, we were just like, oh, they're throwing in Affleck. This is a very good, like, a nice bow to it. If it was to be like, this is the real, as opposed to introducing Keaton and then introducing Batgirl and going in down that road, it's making more sense why they pulled the plug on those. And as unfortunate as it is, they cut Keaton to bring back Affleck to be like, and this is the end of this saga. And then to propel over to the new whatever
that would be cool if it was now forgive me for the comic book everything, but when I say like if Ben Affleck and whoever else might still be in that world, like Earth 3 is dying and Flash has to go somewhere, so that would be like a nice goodbye to our cast if they kept the certain things, you know what I mean? Like, and it also, like, I don't know, in the future they can come back as something, or if they ever do Batman Beyond, it could be maybe instead of Keaton, which it should be, it could be maybe, I don't know, just it opens up.
There's possibilities.
Mando, we talked about that you saw the James Gunn video. What were you expecting, or what are you expecting from knowing that the Flash is going to reset the DC universe? Do you see it being like a Flashpoint situation? Do you see it being he ran and escaped and all of a sudden like he's just in a different universe and he doesn't know it was the Speed Force, or you know what I mean? Like, what do you think? I said Flash Force. Sorry, Speed Force.
Yeah, I think when they say reset, it almost feels like they're saying to reset to start fresh completely. So your thought of maybe he entered like another timeline or something, he's existing in another plane, or things are so shifted that when he goes back to his own time, everything else is off. So I think it's going to be almost like a completely different reality. And I also feel that there's a really good chance that he's going to be in an alternate timeline. And that's going to be our reset, because it's supposed to be, brand new everything. So, I mean, that's what makes sense to me. I could be wrong. I mean, me, I'm a huge Keaton fan, but at the same time, if they're trying to franchise this and move forward and make like 10 other movies and world build, it can't be Keaton as much as I want it to be. So they're probably going to go in with someone fresh.
You see those stills though? Those stills with him with the gray hair, the white hair?
Oh, yeah.
Really good.
Yeah, I mean,
it even had the haircut of Bruce in Batman Beyond.
It looks really cool. And to jump on that Batman Beyond train for a second, I would love more than anything to see Keaton do that. But you know what would even be fucking left field? If George Clooney came back and was old man Bruce.
Damn, that would suck. Because he would smile while people are dying.
No, I don't know, man. George Clooney's pretty dope.
I think that on Alfred's deathbed, smiling at him dying.
He's like, finally.
No. George Clooney himself is a good actor, but George Clooney in Batman and Robin was fucking terrible. We all know that. But, I think it'd be, I don't know. That's just me.
You know how they always say, like, he makes a good Bruce Wayne, but he doesn't make a good Batman, or vice versa?
Yeah.
I feel like George Clooney would have made a good Harvey Dent, but not a great Two-Face. Like a familiar playboy, like, but like you need like a Cecilian Murphy who already plays Scarecrow, but like somebody that could play like hey, I'm a good guy into like dark. You know what I mean? Somebody with range, I guess.
Yeah.
Andreas, what do you expect for Flashpoint? Sorry, Flash. The
Bang.
recent Flashbang.
I don't know, because while he did say that it was going to be a reset, he still said that they're carrying over some of the actors from the previous ones over. So
Yeah.
He did say it. He talked about Blue Beetle. Like all these movies that are coming out fit into this universe.
yeah. So he did mention Blue Beetle, but he said Blue Beetle is going to be technically in the new. It's going to be starting the new DC universe. So, yeah. So I'm assuming the only one that's like interesting is if they're gonna, because they did announce that the Aquaman movie is going forward with Jason Momoa next year, I think, and he also mentioned that he's only playing one character. So who knows if after that Aquaman, if because Jason Momoa, there was also a report saying that he wanted to play Lobo. So who knows if that's going to be a man movie and he steps into the role of Lobo. So I don't know what to expect. From all the reports we got, that sounds like that movie's been chopped up to hell. So I don't know. I'm not expecting a.
Yeah.
So
more looking forward to the. I saw you, Luis. It's gonna go to you right after. I saw that maybe everything's in the ending, but it's gonna be like we took out what made this a movie, and now we have to spend our 2.5 hours getting to here rather than to tell the story of what we were originally gonna say. Like
it sounds like there's like at least from all the footage, like 3 or 4 different movies.
Yeah.
That could.
It's gonna be Daredevil all over again, Luis.
I wanted to alter the question that you had for Andres, and I was wondering what he thought about Superman Legacy,
which is on the docket. So
It was part of his.
Right. Oh, let's go to Esteban, and then the next thing will be Superman Legacy. Esteban, What do you think of Flash? The Flash ending.
I have a feeling that James Gunn truly means that this is going to be a reboot or a reset, because he did mention like in the comics, like the New 52 reset the DC universe. So he did mention that, at the very beginning. So I kind of was hanging on to that sentence a little bit more while I was watching the whole thing. So it could very well be that it's going to be like Mando was saying, that he goes too far and he lands in another alternate universe, which is actually would be pretty cool too, to kind of see something like that. But I honestly think that it's going to be like a complete hard reset for everyone. On the other hand, he did say that he was going to be bringing a lot of people in, just like, they were saying, Peter Safran said, Aquaman was always meant to be a trilogy, so they are going to go ahead and do the third Aquaman. So there's that. Shazam has a place in the new DC along with Blue Beetle. So, and with a slew of new things that James Gunn ended up announcing. I mean, the first chapter of their entire reset is Gods and Monsters.
That's Luis.
That's that was the whole thing, is that it makes sense, Gods and Monsters. And a report that I was reading earlier today, they're saying that everything that he announced in that video, that's only half of the stuff for the first chapter. There's still tons of other shit that they haven't announced yet, so which is
everything that he announced
extremely exciting.
Was a fucking lot. Like for Marvel, we barely even got to Eternals that people didn't like. Like now we're going into the Authority. Like only comic book people know this. So you know what I mean? Like he's already like, he mentioned some like a cornerstone, and then he went into all this that led to fucking Superman Legacy. Like there's things that are going on that are gonna come out that are like, and there are TV shows that are gonna fit into. Yeah, exactly. So and that's the thing, is that a lot of people are kind of like, oh well, what about Peacemaker? Yeah, I'm sure there's going to be a second season of Peacemaker, but I don't think Peacemaker fits. The Wanda thing, the Wanda storyline, the movie, TV show, something.
the
But
Waller.
Waller?
storyline where
Waller.
Waller, Colleen Waller. She's gonna team with Team Peacemaker, which already says John Cena. So
Right.
so that team is back. I'm guessing whoever they're gonna use for that storyline.
Right.
I made it up to the dancing, so I don't know the team. I know. I will get to it.
Dude,
get
it's
to it.
so good.
Man. It is really good.
But it was John Cena's stone, like mad stiff, like I don't know what I'm doing dancing.
Okay, look,
And-
there's a trick. There's a trick to get through that. Okay. When you're watching the intro on the bottom right-hand side of the screen, it'll say skip intro. Just
Skip intro.
skip the intro.
Yeah.
Good trick.
Also, I wanted to bring up last thing about the Flash. There is a storyline
Flash.
where Grant Gustin, because there's another speedster,
Right.
he loses his own speed force.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
maybe that's a way to pass along the, like, it's no longer me. Like maybe Barry Allen passes it on to some Wally West.
Yeah.
Like maybe,
Wally West.
you know what I mean? Like maybe that's where we go with that.
Yeah,
Um,
and the thing is with that, I don't know if you guys saw who the main villain or one of the villains for Flash is going to be. I kind of feel that they kind of went with. I know what they were trying to do, but the name of the villain, I'm not digging it at all. It's called Dark Flash.
I just talked
Is it Dark Flash? Yeah, they
Dark
spoiled
Flash.
that because of the
toy
toy
line.
line they're putting
Yeah.
out. Yeah, that's how that got out there.
Well,
Yeah, and something
a lot of
just
people-
to tack on that.
Yeah. Go for it. Go.
Oh, sorry.
No.
Just to tack on that real quick. I was also reading into the Ezra Miller thing about them continuing to be the Flash, which was, well, they're the Flash for now. Doesn't
Mhm.
mean they're not going to change it later on because there's stuff going. So right now, yes, but that could change too.
Yeah.
You still have to promote the fucking
Yeah.
$40 million movie that's gonna come out. Like you can't be like, hey, none of this shit is gonna count. Like, you know what I mean? Like and then you can't cry
Yeah.
money. Like you have to say this is
I
gonna
think-
reflect
I think-
everything.
Yeah, I think the conversation is let's get through this first and then
Yeah.
we'll talk.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I think,
I'm fine, and I'm more than happy with them being replaced. So
oh yeah,
that's just me.
absolutely,
Whoa,
absolutely.
whoa. I will say
Sorry.
this. When Batfleck was announced, I gave up until I saw him play him, and then I was like, okay. Like it kind of won me over with he was never Keaton, but at least it was kind of like, okay, I mean our
Mhm.
downside, Val Kilmer I give a fucking pass to because that was the writing, that was everything needs to be in neon. It was horrible. But they still didn't learn their lesson, and they still they doubled down on making it for kids, and it's like it's not gonna fucking work. Like just even Home Alone, you made it for kids, but grown-ups are gonna laugh because there's a guy that stepped on a nail. Like
Yeah, true.
kids are not fucking
Mhm.
kids, you know what I mean? That's probably different now, but sorry, I overstepped somebody. Oh, Luis, is there anything on Twitch? We're good.
No, sir.
Okay, nothing on TikTok.
No, we're good.
All right.
But I do want to thank everybody that's been giving us likes on TikTok. We're at 1,000 likes right now for our live.
Fuck is that
stream, so
happening?
Ooh.
So I
know
appreciate
how that fucking
everybody
happened.
doing that.
Yeah.
If you guys want to go ahead and throw in a comment in our TikTok live, please feel free.
Well, that's it.
We're just talking about right now the future of the new DC universe. So go ahead and drop in your comments. Feel free.
Yeah, and we'll read them, and you are just as much a part of the show. Okay, next up, this is the next game. Everybody talked about Flash Reset? Okay, good. Okay, I just don't want to fucking. By the way, I didn't fucking talk that whole show. What happened?
I heard it. I heard it.
All right, so going against the Mando, you're going to go against Esteban. Mando, do you want
Okay.
category A or B?
Shirts off. What?
We're not doing movie quotes because you're still the movie director.
Oh, yes.
It's A or B. You're
B.
making it longer. You're gonna go to sleep at fucking 3:00 in the morning because of your
I gotta work tomorrow. A is fine. A.
It's fine. Okay, here's gonna be the full movie quote. By the way, Mando, thank you for spending your birthday with us. Fucking mad appreciate it. Happy
Happy birthday,
birthday.
Mando.
sir.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Here's the movie quote. It is all around us, even now, in this very room. You can see it when you look out your window or when you turn on your television. You can feel it when you go to work, when you go to church, when you pay for your taxes.
Got it.
Is the world.
Got it.
What is
Yeah,
it?
Got it. The Matrix.
It is the Matrix.
Morpheus, right? Where he's talking to Neo inside the
You can
Yeah.
feel it. Yeah. It is all
You don't get
around
into
you.
side points because somebody already gave the fucking answer. So like,
shut up and spin the
Yeah.
wheel.
Mondo, they spin or you spin?
Yes. Go ahead and spin.
Okay. Drinks for everyone.
Okay, let's do it.
It's a
Let's
birthday
do it.
miracle.
Hey,
All right. So
happy
then
birthday
we'll
to
go
me.
into,
Happy birthday to me.
Woo! Andreas versus Luis. I'm going to say the movie quote. You just say what it's from. $1 million isn't cool. You know what's cool? $1 billion. What movie is that? Say it
Fuck, I
again.
feel like that's so
Say your
gross.
name.
You have to say your name, Mando, because I can't see you.
Mondo.
All right, Mando, what is it?
Social Network.
It is Social Network. Andreas.
I feel like I watched that movie every other month.
Andreas and Mando are at 3. You guys are Sevan and Luis. You're at 2.
Stuck at Trebek.
There's only
If
3
you
more
only would
games.
have said about who's seen your genitals, we would be tied.
Yeah, we would.
Damn you.
Big heart, boy. Sevan.
Doctor So and So.
Dr. So-and-so. No, it said not a physician.
Oh, I thought you were gonna tell us who it was. Like, no, it was Angelica. Dude, that wasn't for points.
It
No,
was gonna be the girl's name, and his wife would have found this like 3 years later, and she would have been like, "Who's Janelle?" I'm just making up a name.
yeah.
I'm not even friends with Ash anymore.
Yeah.
Making up a name. All right. So
I was gonna say if I'd gotten that question, I would have talked about like, well, I did have a colonoscopy a couple months ago.
So the back of your sack.
Yeah.
So what's the next thing? What's the next category or the next?
Let's see. So keeping track on the DC universe update. So along with
Let's
excuse
go
me,
to
the Wallard show.
Let's go to Superman Legacy because Luis brought that up already.
That's where
Okay,
you.
you look good.
Thank you.
And
Ash.
you
Ash.
gotta say and action
Who
Ash.
Framed Roger Rabbit? Action Ash. Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Nope. And action, and then I come up with something random. You can't name a movie because you're a movie director and be like, "Oh, name one." Please, Eddie.
Oh.
Please. All right.
Yeah.
I did it,
Yeah,
but
there you
you
go.
have
Thank
to.
you.
It has to be they come up with the movie quote.
Oh,
What's that?
okay.
Is that I said that
I told
earlier.
you I was gonna.
All you have to
fuck
say
up.
is an action Luis, and he has to come up with a movie quote, and then all those movies are done. So we eliminate the movies.
Okay.
But you did good because I still ended up.
I suck at playing. You suck at explaining. We're good. Okay.
Yeah,
move on.
absolutely. Take me down with you. Take me down with you.
I mean,
Superman Legacy.
Mondo, that sentence never rang true because Ash tried to explain to us how A and B works at one point in time.
And I said A or 2 or something. What I don't know.
No,
Whatever.
you're like because we were giving you shit for not explaining the games, and so then you decided you've also been drinking.
You can either
You're
pick
like
A
you're like Carmen.
or B.
You got to pick A or B.
Yeah.
A is the first one, or you can pick B. And we're like, dude, that's not what we meant when we said explain.
It was awesome though. All right, Stefan, what was Superman Legacy?
Anyways, as I was saying, along with the slew of information that James Gunn threw out at us. We've got the creature. I can't remember. It was anyways, we got the Waller TV show coming up, but the very first DC film that's going to be coming out under the new DC universe is going to be called Superman Legacy. If many of you don't know, this is a Grant Morrison comic book about obviously Superman. So if you guys haven't had a chance to check out the Grant Morrison run for Superman, you guys need to check it out. It is a very, very, very fantastic run. But yeah, so the very first film is going to be Superman Legacy.
He said everything, the last three fit into the R world, but the official is Superman Legacy taking off. Andreas, being a resident Superman for our show, what is do you know the Legacy storyline or?
Yes, yes, and I'm conflicted, and I'll go start answering Luis's question. How do I feel? I don't know, and this is gonna go into what we talk about later, so I'm sorry because it fits here. Still kind of bothered with the whole Henry Cavill thing. So this whole him coming out and explaining everything seemed like just a shield from him to stop getting shit from that fallout. So I was like, oh, that's a lot of stuff he said. Cool, but I still kind of don't give a fuck about everything. But I was interested in Swamp Thing, which I'm sure we'll discuss at the end. So yeah, I'm sure as some time passes, my feelings on it will change, but I'm like whatever about everything.
It's weird
Remember, Andres, just keep in mind, James Gunn said that they didn't fire Henry Cavill.
That was bullshit, and you fucking
everybody fucking
That's exactly what happened when he fucking comes out in black, right? Yeah, that's exactly it, right? Yeah.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. They basically, it's The Rock's fault.
How dare you?
I mean, no, it's true. I mean, he's like, he went behind people's backs to get Henry Cavill on board. And by the way, I agree. I think he's a great Superman, and it's a shame. Like it doesn't. I don't like Superman. I'm not a Superman fan. But
that's blasphemy. Mando, pause real quick. Yeah. One, you have a fucking Superman shirt.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do. But
no, it is not a Superman shirt. He is featured on my shirt with Batman and Aquaman and the Flash. So go fuck yourself.
But that's all people talking on Twitch, Luis.
Wow, that's a lot of people. And to answer,
it says I'm in the
you're
chat.
Looking at the dashboard, bro. You got to look at the comments.
Answer Mondo's point about
it says I'm in the chat room.
It is ultimately WB's fault because with their lack of leadership, they could have nipped everything in the bud and none of this would have happened. Where the fucking people are pissed about Henry Cavill not being Superman, and then them bringing him back and people being happy, and then now people being pissed again because he's gone again. So,
yeah, I mean, the whole thing was a money game. I mean, they got Zack Snyder, who made some questionable choices, and some people were behind it, some people aren't, and ultimately just put it down a bad road. And they tried to jump from one movie to be caught up in 10 years of legacy building with Marvel. They tried to do it in 2 movies and they just couldn't. And I mean, no one could really. So yeah, it's a shame.
Yeah, they really, I mean, we've beat this like a dead horse, but they really tried to catch up to Marvel without doing any of the fucking work. It was like 1, 2, 3, let's go. Whereas like we're like Iron Man 2 before we even talked about this, right? Before we even got to Avengers, right? Yeah. We talked Haywire. Yeah. At least Iron Man 2, and that started the whole fucking thing.
Well, yeah, because at the very end of Iron Man 2 is when they're talking about him joining the Avengers Initiative, and according to the report that Black Widow put together, they said Iron Man yes, but Tony Stark no. So it was just one of those things where it's like at the very end, it was just kind of like, you know, they're introducing it, you know, but they never, it was never like, oh, the Avengers Initiative, you know, until I mean, again, at the
Well,
very end.
no,
of the
actually, no. They actually bring it up at the very end. The closing, the end credit scene of the first Iron Man.
yeah, you're right. You're right. They do, because Nick Fury
Yeah.
shows up at his place. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. He's like, what are you doing here? He's like to do you Avengers invitation, and
Right, but we still didn't.
we're like, oh, we're starting something.
Even the Hulk, we saw. You have to pause it at the right fucking moment, and it was somebody that caught it that said you could see the shield when the fucking snow, whatever.
Oh,
I
when the
would never
avalanche.
caught
Yeah.
that. I would have never caught that, but somebody like did, which adds to the fucking lore of it. But like again, it's somebody who does the work rather than like everybody had a movie, cool, go, and it doesn't work.
Mhm.
All right.
Mhm.
Did everybody go for the second category? No, you went. Luis, how you feel about Superman Legacy? Oh, that's what I was saying. I know I cut you off right when I sent it to you. It's weird that you want somebody younger, but the movie's going to be called Superman Legacy. Like it's do you get what I mean? Like you would think.
I think they're hinting, as far as the title goes, at the time it's probably going to be one of those that at the very end of the movie, oh, the title makes sense. It's his legacy. It's probably the start of his legacy. That's probably what it is, to be quite honest. I'm not a big fan of the title, but I don't want to take Luis's spot. So go on, dude.
Maybe he has a kid, and then that's when we get to, because our introduction to the new Batman's gonna have Damian already in it.
Yeah, I was about to just chip in on that too, but yeah, I don't know if that's a later or.
You have an even worse connection than Carmen.
Wow.
Oh, sorry.
I'm just kidding, man. Luis, and then Mando right after you.
Okay.
Luis, how do you feel about Superman Legacy?
Conflicted is a good word. The things that are being said are very exciting, of like to see as a comic book lover, of seeing a possibility of these things happening. The problem is we develop these relationships to these on-screen personas of like, okay, you sold me. Let's see what ride do we go on? And then the ride's over. And it's like, you promised me a long ride. I didn't get it.
Story
I know.
of every one of your dates.
I know. But yeah, I mean, I'm definitely intrigued to see how this fits in the bigger world. And it's like, I would like to see where that goes. It's a similar sense of disappointment when a comic book run that I like shifts or ends or changes writer. And it's like the first couple issues always feel weird because it's like, I like the writing of this version. And then as I start watching, I'm like, that's pretty good. Like, I was one of the people that when they announced Flash, Ezra Miller, I was like, they should just use Grant Gustin. Grant Gustin's doing great. And then when I saw Ezra Miller on screen, I was like, that's the fucking Flash. He's fucking like, and so I need to.
But also, we didn't even give a crap. We didn't even give a crap when like no one could know my fucking identity, and then hey, want to be part of my team? Here's a Batarang. Like, okay. So we accepted that.
I don't have any friends.
There was a thing that you said that really clued me in. They did take a long time. It wasn't Batfleck one time or Henry Cavill. Like we went from General Zod, not skipping Lex Luthor, but like kind of just combining that storyline just to get the fuck to where we need to go. Even that's the Lex Luthor storyline, like I guess was supposed to be a junior and not the actual Lex Luthor. I don't know.
Was fucking like disappointing, to be quite
right.
honest.
Like it was kind of like, oh, we were supposed to go somewhere, but it was kind of like, I don't know. Anyway, there was even rumors about it being Smallville guy being actual Lex Luthor, but everything.
Michael Rosenbaum.
Yeah. Anyway, you really sold us on it. Fucking even to the point where you fucking did the fucking Christopher Reeve thing. Like that was the passing of the torch. So it's just weird. Like the Brandon Roth Superman was like, hey, by the way, here's Superman. Now he has a kid. Like it could go bad again. We could go into why is everybody 20 years younger, and
But
Superman
I see
is
what they were trying to capitalize on with the Superman Returns. They were trying to capitalize on the Christopher Reeve Superman. That's why
Yeah.
he was goofy and it's supposed to be a direct from Christopher
that
Reeves.
airplane speech was like
Fucking
that.
spot on.
How is that not Christopher Reeve?
Exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah, perfect.
Henry Cavill got it in the in Justice League at the end when he comes like, this guy giving you a hard time, like he's got that moment
Yeah.
where he pops up.
Yeah.
Then I was like, oh, that was such a Christopher Reeve thing. I want to jump back to Batman v Superman for one quick second. It is such a fucking tragedy that they put Batman and Superman together on the screen for the first time and they blew their wad way early.
Yeah.
Like there's supposed to be legacy before these two meet and before these two fight. Like, I mean, Dark Knight Returns, need I say more? Like that is one of the best like showdowns ever. And that's what they were trying to go for. And like it did look cool, but at the same time, it's like, dude, there's no history. There's no, I mean, and then we didn't all give it as much of a shit when Superman died because we don't really know him that well. We need to know him before, like, second movie, let's just kill him off.
Yes.
It's like, oh, it pissed me off so bad. Like the comic book nerd in me was so fucking pissed. As like a moviegoer and taking the comic book guy out of the situation, it was beautifully shot, but just not earned, if that makes any sense.
Oh, that
and
makes
I know it
perfect
sounds
sense.
kind of like
As
nitpicky, but yeah.
Bruce Wayne did. I saw you, Luis. It's gonna go right to you. You saw Bruce Wayne. If it wasn't him, it's Alfred telling him Superman did all of this. So it's not, oh shit, he saved me from fucking Darkseid. He's a good man. He died. It should be like, I'm doing the same thing you are, just not in a fucking Boy Scout way. Like the whole fucking vigilanteism should have been like, I said this before, but the Batmobile should have been led. I don't know who this fucking guy is. And like, it's just Batman just beating him before the fucking punch every time. Like, he took care of the bad guy, he's gone. And like the one time he fucking sees him, it's in a lead thing. And then you finally see like, oh fuck. Instead of the Martha thing, like, oh bro, you are doing good. It's just not the way I like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not the cape in the wind guy,
Yeah.
Luis.
Yeah.
Public Enemies did that very well, the cartoon.
Absolutely.
And just very where he like flicked the fucking kryptonite at him. Like it was just
It's also called a 90s movie called Fled with Lawrence Fishburne and Stephen Baldwin. Yes, Stephen Baldwin.
What I was gonna go
yeah, you're right. Stephen Baldwin. Yeah.
I was gonna go to a comment actually, now that I've logged onto it for reals. And earlier you had mentioned in Superman Returns that there was an airplane speech, and one of our comments says, "Airplane speech? Surely you can't be serious."
And don't call me Shirley.
Ouch.
And
There
I
it
am
is.
curious.
Ouch.
All right, and back to you, sir.
Hey,
You know
we
what's
speak
great is
jive.
in The Office, they set up for that joke like 8 times, and Michael never got the one person that got the joke. Like, Shirley, no, like that was the another great thing about The Office. All right, let's get back into this. Sorry, we're at 10:03, which is like 3 o'clock in the morning for Mando. All right, we're gonna go with everybody spoke about
We're good.
Superman Legacy.
Yeah.
Yes. Anything else? Okay. Mando, as much as I worry about you, I worry about Andreas. Like, because if I'm dragging, like Andreas is the one to be like, he will let me know.
Never once complained, by the way.
All right, we're gonna go Andreas versus Luis. I said Andreas first. Andreas, do you want category A or B?
Go B again.
B again. All right. This is called Last Letter. This is gonna be movies. Andreas, I said your name first. You say a movie that starts with the letter F. Whatever your word, whatever your movie is, whatever the last letter of that is, Luis, you say. So I'm not gonna. I'm gonna give a band name, Finch. So then you would say House of Horrors, like just to give everybody. So the last
Got it.
letter is where you start. Your letter is F. Andreas. Movies.
Fuck.
Really? Any movie that starts with the letter F. 5, 4.
I kind of want. Can I just give him a hint?
No.
It's weird. As soon as you said that letter and like everything went blank, I was like, fuck.
2,
Nah, just go.
1. It's got to go to them because it was on you to start.
Finding Nemo.
Yeah.
Fight Club.
All right.
Fire in the Sky. Fog.
Fire in the Sky. We have talked at
Yeah.
least an hour and a half about that movie where like it's not scary now, but when I first saw that shit and he was like fuck that movie.
Yeah.
Like
I honestly thought
dude.
Andres was going to jump to The Frighteners.
Yeah. Another
yeah,
movie.
the Frighteners would have worked.
The
Dude.
comments say Fright Night.
Dude.
Fright Night. There you go.
That's good. Dude, okay.
By the way-
It is, Andres, man. This is my first time meeting you, I think, but The Frighteners is one of my all-time favorite movies. I'm
One of my
glad someone else in the world appreciates
No,
that
you're
movie so
kidding me.
much. That's awesome.
I hated scary
What?
movies, and I love that movie. I saw that in theaters with Michael J. Fox
Mhm.
because the way they sold it.
Saw it
was
with
there
him?
was gonna be a
You saw
comic.
it with Michael J. Fox?
Yeah,
I
Man.
fucking knew it.
he held my hand.
He's like,
We couldn't have popcorn.
You're
But-
fucked
my,
up, Louis.
my soda's flat.
You're fucked
Give me
up,
my
dude.
soda.
I made the popcorn joke, but the soda being flat. If you've ever driven home with soda, you know your shit's flat by the time you get home.
Love, dude.
That was the worst joke ever.
I didn't make it.
Think
It was,
about
I
it.
was like,
I just repeated it.
Ash is the fucked up one over
All right,
here.
bands.
Like, I like we held hands when I could hold his hands. Okay.
All right. That was Luis versus Mando.
Versus
So that
Andres.
was Andres versus Luis.
Because I choked on it.
Right.
And you all said cool ass movies, Fire in the Sky, Frighteners, and I'm all Finding Nemo.
Mondo.
I still won, bitch.
Something awful like Freddy versus Jason. I just went completely blank.
It was right there. Yeah. I absolutely yeah. Starting with Mondo. It's still last letter.
Yeah.
Your letter is K. It's still last letter. So whatever he says, Esteban, the last letter of the band he says is where
Oh,
you
it's a
continue.
band this time. It's bands. Okay.
Bands.
Okay.
Letter K, Mondo. What band starts with the letter K?
Okay, he's Corn.
Okay. I knew that was gonna be the first one you said, but so a band
I
that
didn't
starts
hear
with the letter N. Corn.
Oh, Nirvana.
A.
Oh, is it my turn? Oh, sorry. I didn't know what we were doing. ABBA.
A.
I don't. It's not. You didn't say
ABBA.
bands that I like. I just said a band.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's perfect. ABBA's amazing. I
don't
just
give
finished
a
that
fuck. I don't
70s
like
show
them.
and that 90s show, so ABBA fits right into everything that you said.
Yeah, okay.
Hey, Esteban,
Fuck.
I have to do a countdown.
Adele.
She does have a band behind her, so that's accepted.
All right.
If you're playing to a cassette tape, it's out. Adele, E. What band starts with the letter E at Mondo?
Oh,
4.
Easy E.
Yeah, there's no saves. 3.
He said Easy E.
You said Easy E.
Easy E.
Yeah.
That's a group, kind of. He's in a group.
He's in a group.
Yeah. Well, he went solo towards the
I'm
end.
thinking if he's ever performed with a band behind him to give. Yes.
You took
Yes.
Adele. So you have to
Yeah,
give
sure,
him.
you
Adele
did
has
say
a
that.
band behind her. Yes.
Yeah, but
Easy
so what?
E.
He's an individual artist. You took it, so he.
He's an artist. Easy E.
Yeah, he's got a hype man. That counts.
I'll take it. Okay,
I
I'll
like
take
that
it.
you're still willing to fucking fight for the point. All right. Easy E. So clearly it's E again, Esteban.
Everclear.
Nice.
Ooh.
Father of Mine. A lot of people got over their fathership because of that song. Great song.
The fuck starts with an R?
A
And it
lot.
sucks because
You could do
Everclear
it.
is only gonna play like these $25 fucking whatever with like sponge and like anyway.
Yeah.
Still on you, bro. I was giving you time.
Yeah, I got R, right?
Yes,
You did
I got 3.
The fuck
5.
band
Now that's
begins
not
with
on you.
R.
5. A band that starts with the letter R, which is fucking easy. 4.
Richie Valens.
Counts.
Except
It counts.
S.
S. Sublime.
Ooh.
Right off the cuff.
Ooh.
That's my
Look
boy.
at the confidence on Esteban right now. Like,
Oh,
what? Like he already knows what's gonna happen.
Back to E. Enjoy that letter E, sir.
Enjoy
Easy
that
E's
letter E.
taken.
Yeah, I know. I'm really trying to think.
There's no repeats, by the way.
I know. I figured as much.
Okay.
Oh God.
He's an uneasy E.
Well, that's you. That's you.
I know that was you, Andres. I was paying attention. I was waiting for everybody else. I don't know how you lost your own thing because you're not doing it now, but all right. All right, still on you, bro. I got to do a countdown. 5,
Yeah, I know.
4, 3, 2.
Yeah, I don't know.
the Eurythmics, Elliott
What's
Smith.
it?
John, Elvis.
Elliot.
Elvis.
Oh,
The Eagle. The comments.
The
The
Eagles.
comments are
Eagles.
were typing Eagles and Evanescence.
Eminem.
Yeah.
Oh my
Eminem.
God.
I wouldn't count Eminem.
Of course.
Dude, it's
He's one dude.
almost midnight over here. I'm tired.
We're at 3-3. We only have 2 more questions.
Step
Real
on.
quick. I did not get you guys for the last. I feel like that was either Mando or Andreas.
Mando won it.
Yeah.
Point switch, what doesn't matter because you guys are at 3-3. All right.
We got
You
the
guys-
better 3.
You guys got
The
the last.
Gangster 3.
You guys got the last point because you guys have Mando fucked up and didn't know bands. I'm just kidding. So spin.
Spin it.
Switch again.
Sorry, Ashy Poo, you're drinking.
Stefan and Luis,
That's-
you guys got
that's-
2 points, and I slapped myself.
That's what he
Yes,
gets for
you're in the
talking
lead.
shit.
With your dick.
Slap yourself with your.
With your dick.
I think you're giving him a backhanded or an actual compliment.
How impressive would it be if I was all fucking Rob Zombie and my dick just
No,
sitting in-
his hands are like this. So.
Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself.
You just you're like,
All right. So Esteban Luis, you're at 5.
Five,
Andreas,
Luis.
you're at 3.
points we didn't earn. Whoa.
Oh, also I have to stop myself.
Make it good.
I want another one.
Why did you talk right when he was going to slap himself, sir?
Ugh,
I didn't hear
that's
that.
2.
Do it
I'm gonna
again.
wake up going, what happened? All right.
Do it again.
Do it again. All right, we have 2 more questions.
The
Also,
other cheek.
The other
Esteban,
cheek.
let's go. Let's just finish off everything that James Gunn said because we're at 10-12. Luis?
Real quick, comments are asking if we can take a moment to acknowledge that it's Groundhog's Day today. A very good movie as well.
That's fucking Zach.
Yes, it is. That doesn't
How
make
do
it
we
any
know?
less of a comment. Cheers, Zach. We love you, sir.
Cheers.
If I know that the AMC channel on cable. Like I don't know if they still do it, but they used to run Groundhog's Day all day over and over again. I don't know if they still
That's
do
pretty
it or
cool.
not. Yeah.
I think they do.
Once they got Big Bang Theory, that's all they're going to show now.
Yeah.
Do it.
So the very last thing that was super exciting to Andres about the along with all of us here, because I think the WB tried to do it and they did a shit job on it. The very last film that they were saying was Swamp Thing. Swamp Thing is going to be a film that is going to be coming out, and it's going to be fucking amazing. The WB version or the CW version was caca, and it got canceled after the first episode.
Remember that. That's how bad that is.
Wait, you're not talking about the DC Universe app one.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I'm talking about that one.
Wait, it had a full season.
Sorry, pause. This is when it was like for you to get their fucking subscription, like you're only gonna. Oh, bro,
wait, that wasn't good.
No, it was caca.
Oh, I thought it was good because I knew like James Wan was behind it.
Straight chorro.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah. I heard that.
I've had it on my like
You have to
watch
push
list
a lot
for a while.
harder.
No,
Oh,
it
shit.
was caca. But the best part
I
that
like
came.
you still hit the hard C every time you said it. It got exponentially funnier. Please continue.
The best news, the news that came out is that it appears that Senor James Mangold is might be trolling us and dropping a little bit of hints that he might be directing the Swamp Thing film that's going to be coming out soon. And if you guys remember,
That makes me so fucking happy.
And you guys all remember what he did to the movie Logan.
That's
fucking masterpiece.
Where Marvel is trying to make their TV fit into that universe. That's a good way of DC of like follow this to go into the movies as opposed to make Shield make sense. What was Shield doing during fucking Loki, during fucking whatever? Like what were they doing with already what we have established? Like, and then it's like here's Marvel Girl, and it's kind of like, well, okay, well, where does it fit? Like, instead of that, now we have this springboard, like to get to Superman Legacy. Mm-hmm. Sorry, Luis, we'll get right to you. But it's even cool because the Authority, the one with all the monsters that like we only did this as a whatever, and like it's still gonna fit, but I
think it's like called Creature Creation or some shit like that. It's supposed to be an animated
something.
show. And
it's still gonna fit into the world.
Yeah.
Like maybe one person still from there, or like Happy. Right. Happy was like I go into
was the glue for Spider-Man, yeah. And that's the thing. That's the one thing that James Gunn was hinting to was this new DCU is going to connect TV, film, video game, and animation. You know, so for it to, and he said that you're going to see characters that go that are in animation that come out into live action.
Their voices are going to play the fucking actor.
Exactly. So whoever ends up voicing the actor in the cartoon is going to be the live action version of them.
Yeah.
You know,
so which is crazy because in The Last of Us, that girl auditioned to be the character, didn't get it, but is the character in the fucking show.
Yeah.
So again, like
full circle.
It's a circle.
Is absolutely like if you fucking all of a sudden you hear Alan Cummings as something, then he's gonna be that. We're all gonna nod about Cummings.
Greatest Nightcrawler ever.
That was one of those actors that like I'm taking this serious. Everybody take this shit serious.
Yeah.
And
dude, great. Sir Ian McKellen wasn't enough for you?
That's you, by the way.
No, not at all. It is still me. All right, I'll take it.
It was you.
I said I'll take it. I said I'll take it.
No, I meant you're the one to give us the sign. You son of a bitch.
I want to real quick, if you don't mind, I want to wax James Mangold's car for a second. Like I love what he did with Logan, but dude, I was a huge fan of him way before Logan. He made this little movie called Copland that no one talks about
Yeah.
enough, and that movie's thick. And then he made this really cool whodunit murder mystery, and he did it way before Ryan Johnson did. He made this movie called Identity with John Cusack, Ray Liotta. Dude,
Oh,
Yes.
yes.
dope.
And,
Ray
It's
Ray
a movie
Liotta.
that I saw with you.
Ray Liotta. Yeah.
And I
So,
told you about
yeah, I
Identity.
mean-
When the guy gets hit by the car, you have to tell me because I don't want to see anybody get hit by a car. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did
Yeah,
movie nights
no,
with him
that movie.
a long time ago. Yeah.
Yeah,
That
that's so James Mangold is the shit, and I'm so happy he's doing the new Indiana Jones. I hope he does Swamp Thing. That would be amazing.
Real quick, Luis said we'll go to you because that's twice I've said that to you.
I'm sorry, Louis.
New Indiana Jones. Do we think it's gonna pass the torch? Because we were
No.
trying to pass the torch to Shia LaBeouf. Did not happen, which everybody was more
Oh.
happy. Mondo?
No, I'm sorry. No, when you said pass the torch, I thought you meant like in terms of like directors and Spielberg's not doing it. That's why I was like, oh yeah, it's gonna be great.
No, but
sorry, you
remember
meant
he's
no.
like not yet, kid.
Oh,
That was the
no,
passing.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
No, I don't think so, man.
It's probably gonna be Tom Hardy.
No.
I think it's the
Shia
last
LaBeouf.
one.
Yeah, that's the best way. End it.
You know what'd be cool? Like an Uncharted type of thing where it's him, and then you do something in 5 years that he left something behind.
Ooh,
That'd be
And
cool.
it's not a my
That's
son.
cute.
It's more of a you know.
Yeah.
Luis, you held up your hand like twice, man. I'm sorry.
I did. The first one was during Swamp Thing. Comment.
Please.
Zach is pitching a tent for Swamp Thing,
That sounds weird.
With this,
and then
As am I, Zach.
and then another comment that just came in. Anyone remember the Simpsons Halloween special that ended with Homer as a live action? That he goes into an erotic cake shop.
Erotic snack
They
cake.
do this every fucking Halloween, and we just have not. We haven't seen it. God damn. There's a lot of Simpsons that I have not seen.
That's a nice non-sec.
Dinner.
It's still
It's you.
still Mondo. It was me.
No, that-
I'll take it.
Is it me?
It's still going to Simpsons. I stand firm at $10. It will be the biggest send off. Like when they say like this is the last season, it will be the biggest send off of all
Of
fucking
course.
time.
We're watching every episode.
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
We haven't watched it in 10 years, but it's like once you know this is the last one,
gotta watch it.
you're gonna be done.
I
All
still
right.
watch. It's my favorite. It's my
No,
favorite.
no, that's me.
Show of all time.
You're holding up your hand like this. I thought, oh, you have a thumbs up. Sorry, Andreas.
Another thing, since we're getting everything James Gunn out, another thing that he did
Yeah,
mention
that's not
that was
great.
the Green Lantern show.
Yes.
Ooh,
Lanterns. He said it's gonna be like True Detective.
it was a True Detective show. That's fucking cool. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
we know.
dude, the fact that it's a police procedural is fucking killer.
So we're gonna get Hal Jordan and John Stewart
And Jon Stewart.
and other Green Lanterns. So that's cool that we get to see some of the Green Lantern Corps.
Outside looking in, I thought one person has the ring at all times. Like you have
No,
Earth, you have
there's
fucking Mars.
Earth sector.
Right. So one more than one person can have Earth at a time. Okay,
Yeah. So
that's how I took it.
So you are right for the most part, but then Hal Jordan gets promoted, so to speak.
Yeah.
And so then Hal Jordan is now going on to intergalactic like fucking cases. And so then they have to assign somebody new to stay consistently at Earth. And so in the new comic books, that's where
The two
Simon Bays and Cruz is her name?
Simon Cruz. Yeah.
Where they split the power of the Lantern because they're both rookies, but Jordan isn't there to like mentor them. So he's like, you guys have to work together to figure this out. And then so Jon Stewart is before them, but it's like that idea.
Jesus.
I dig it.
But like being a
The
police
people they were
procedural.
talking about, they both were young. So it's not like Nathan Fillion is telling you like, hey, you guys got to work together because I'm Nathan Fillion, I'm out. Like, they both look young.
They are, yeah, and it's like
Right.
they're new to this power, like, but he has proven himself as being such a great lantern in short time or whatever. And then he's off planet doing shit.
That's gonna be hard to do.
Fucking dope.
I'm excited.
All right.
That's really cool.
All right, movie by cast. Andreas versus Esteban. I said Andreas first. And Andreas, do you want category A or B?
I think it's Esteban's turn because I shit the last one.
No, I'm going so that you guys aren't always going against the same people.
Okay. A.
A. All right. It's the movie by cast. If you know it, just say your name because there is a screen covering everything that I'm talking about right now. Here's the cast: Martin Sheen, Leonardo DiCaprio.
Esteban,
Ah, you fucking bastard.
Yeah.
The Departed.
Yeah.
He has 2 actors.
There is one movie they did together, but that's how I did my homework. All right.
Mhm.
Luis versus Mando. Movie by cast. I'm going to say the name of the cast, and you tell me what movie that is. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Paul Bettany, Jennifer Connelly, Russell Crowe. You just say your name to still.
Oh, Mando.
Yeah.
A Beautiful Mind.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's on you, so you don't have to say your name. It's more the steal of
Oh.
other people. Yeah, you're good.
Oh, gotcha. Sorry, my bad.
I was gonna say Legion. I'm glad you said that.
All right.
Jennifer Connelly wasn't in Legion.
Yeah.
Andreas,
I knew Paul Bettany was. That was my maybe my guess.
um,
And we lost Mando.
we
Did I
lost
just
Andreas.
leave?
Oh, Mando's still here.
Oh, who did we lose? Andres?
Andres.
Oh shit. Okay.
Mondo, you guys actually,
Andres fell asleep.
Not the first time.
Mondo, you just got that point,
Yeah.
and then Andreas got that last point, right?
No, I did.
No, I did.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Esteban, do you want to spin?
Yeah, spin it.
You want to spin?
What's the word?
You want to spin essay?
You want to spin?
Lose 1 point.
Oh, bitch.
Namor versus Wolverine. Who kills the other first?
All right.
Wait, who
We're
is
at
it?
5-4. We're at 5-4. Mondo, spin.
Wolverine wins, Zach. No question.
Welcome to Hellfire, Mondo.
Uh-oh.
So you have your choice. Either the other team
Okay.
spins, you have Truth or Dare, you have Never Have I Ever, Do or Drink, or you have King's Cup. You get to pick one of those games, or you take the chance of having the other team spin.
All right. I'm feeling saucy. Let's play Never Have I Ever.
Never Have I Ever.
That sounds like fun.
Mondo, never have you ever jumped from the roof into a pool. Now, never have I ever. You have to tell the story of how you did it to get the point. It can't be like I did that. You have to tell the story of how you did it. If you haven't, you just drink and then we move on. All right. Also, that would have been an interesting story. All right, so we are at 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Esteban and Luis, you are at 5. Mando and Andreas, who's not with you right now, is at 4.
It's
All right.
it's okay, man. I do it all by myself, you know.
I understand. We're at 10:30, which is at 12:30 for Mando. We are at our last game. What was our last category?
Last category was going to be Last of Us, episode 3.
Last of Us. Everybody's caught up. I talked to Mando. He's caught up. We're all caught up.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Let's go Luis first. Oh, let's do the being that we're live and being that Luis.
Yeah. So once again, everybody is watching us on TikTok, and once again, everyone that's watching us on Twitch, we are going to go into jumping into spoiler territory for The Last of Us episode 3. If you have not seen The Last of Us episode 3, since we are live, go ahead and stop this video and jump onto HBO Max and go ahead and watch it. If you don't care about spoilers, stick around. And if you're listening on the podcast version of it, go ahead and fast forward a little bit. Back to you, Ash.
It's the last thing, but yeah, it's the last thing. But we have one more game after this, and then we're good. All right. I'll give my fucking conclusion after. Luis, you're caught up?
Yes, I am.
Okay. How did you feel about when we say latest, we're going with third.
Yes.
The latest.
I'm gonna keep it short and sweet to give it to everybody because I feel everyone's gonna hit.
Finish in like
points.
5 minutes.
And I'm done.
Does bring back
Sega. Oh!
bring back memories, Dana? Say Dana.
You have just created the
How
worst
did you
joke
know?
ever.
Dana.
You have created Sega.
He actually said Sega.
Oh, I thought he said Dana, but in the Sega.
No, you
All
said
right.
Dana.
I did.
Oh no.
I know. Love you, girl.
Listen to us.
There's only Zool. Like now it's gonna be like
Future wife.
Hell yeah, marrying that bitch. All right, so
Vegas.
Vegas. All right, so 2 very quick points. Number 1, I cried like a little bitch, as did that's what I was gonna say. So I watched a show with Dana. The first episode, she took out her phone almost immediately, so I was like, all right, this is gonna be hard to get her to. Second episode, she was really into. This last episode, like phone.
Wait. Pause. I have a question.
Fire.
Being that she was not interested in the first episode, did you have to explain everything in the second episode?
She started asking questions. That's how I knew that. Very similar to Esteban's wife, where she'll start be like, "Wait, why do they do this? Or why is that?"
Right,
like
because that wasn't.
And like, I don't want to seem too excited because she's kind of like a squirrel that's eating next to the picnic table. Like, if you walk towards it, it's gonna run
all
off.
the good stuff.
Yeah.
Right. So I just need to be patient and allow it to enjoy its meal, and then it'll be like, "This guy's pretty cool." Like,
You just explained the nerd life to the non-nerd life.
Yep.
Ever.
So she'll like, she's like, because I heard in the second episode, and very briefly, you hear the clicking, and I was saying, "Oh fuck," and she's like, "Why is that a big deal?" And I was, and so
It
I
is a fucking very big deal.
yeah, and so I paused it, and then I explained why it's a big deal.
Hell yeah.
I'm like, if they hear clicking, they're fucked. And then she hears clicking, she's like, and like I hear her gasping, and she's like, has the covers up in her face.
Which was great because Joel's like, everybody shut the fuck up.
Right.
And she's like, what are we doing? Like, and I was like so good because it was like, that is
for the
And
uninitiated. You're like, what's going on right now? But for the people that know, we have our hands on our head, like, oh no.
That's why in episode 3, when she heard the clicking, she was like, she just fucking stopped because she already heard the fucking click. All right,
right.
Awesome.
Real quick, I am one of those uninitiated. I've never played the game before.
Okay.
That's blasphemous.
Yeah.
No,
I'm sorry.
Last of Us.
Yeah.
Not
blasphemous.
I know who's. No, but I was just like, I'm one of those uninitiated. I've never played the game. I'm not that I have anything against games. I just never got around to playing it. But I'm in love with the show. But yeah, please continue.
Oh no, so good.
No, it's great because there's a lot of the show integrated like you're just playing Resident Evil, but like no, it's fungus. It's not a serum,
right,
from a company. Like it's like a.
Like if you know, then cool. But if you don't know, you're still enjoying it. It's still like a great time.
Absolutely. You're gonna say it's this until like, oh well, that was a serum. Oh well, that was there's
Yeah.
not a nemesis, and there's not a like you're gonna compare it to whatever you're comparing it to until like that episode was like, it's not that bitch. Like,
Yeah.
sorry, Luis.
No, but so Dana was in after episode 2, like the beginning of episode 2, like when she saw that I was being very eager to watch this next episode, she's like, let me check this out. She's in now. So we watch episode 3, and fucking at the end of, like, she kept grabbing tissue, and I look over and she's just fucking, she's a mess. Like, she's crying her eyes out. I fucking cried. Like, it was a heavy episode. And so, and I'll go around the room here in a second, but this part, I haven't been able to shake it. There's a guy at work that I work with that will remain nameless in case they listen, and they'll probably still know it's them. But he approached me and he's like, "Did you like the episode?" And I was like, "Oh man, it was like such a tearjerker." And then he made a face and he's like,
"Part 3 or part 2?"
3.
Oh,
he made a face and he's like, I don't know why they have to push this type of relationship in our faces. And I stiffened up, like, no pun intended. I was just like,
yeah, you did.
But it really did make me feel uncomfortable. Like, I get it. I'm okay. I'll be the first to admit that when the episode's going and he's like going down on him, I'm like, okay, so it's the camera's gonna pan away, and it didn't. I'm like, okay, they're still kind of doing stuff, kind of like Brokeback Mountain vibes of like it went on.
Nobody spit on anybody's hand.
But you still, it's something that you're not used to seeing, and so I get that. But then the scene's over.
That was a caress where it was like pull of the hair, like my dick's all the way in you, which was fucking Brokeback. Like the way they did this was very like.
But it was a relatively long scene for what it was, and so I'm not gonna be like, Bill Burr has a joke about that, like, yeah, grab his ass. Like, no, your brain is telling you, no, fucking look away. Like, that's his joke.
Exactly.
And so I would agree with that of just like, yeah, I'm not into that shit, and I can't put myself in any situation. However, it's a part of the story, then the story progresses. And I was fine with it after that. But this guy, he was like on this hilltop of just like, I don't know why they do that. And it made me sad that there is a part of this world that exists. And then he apologized afterwards. He comes up to me after work and he's like, I don't think I should have told you that. I'm sorry. I don't know if I lied. I was like, no, it's fine. And you're like, I don't care. But the reality was, I was just like, I kind of shitty person. If that is what makes you check out of a show, it's like, dudes kissing, fuck that. Like, it's just like, come on, dude. Like, what the fuck's wrong with you? Like, and
it was everything that was happening was like, even when like, I'm not gonna kill you, like it was. I know I don't seem like the type of person that would know that red wine goes with rabbit. Like that line was like, it's a
deeper line than you realize.
This is where we're going, because guys wouldn't even be like, I wouldn't even know, like, you know what I mean? Like, guys are guys.
But even then, he wasn't completely sure. So when he played the song and he's like, makes you think of a girl, and then he's like, no, he's like, I know.
I have something to say about that.
Anyway, so that's all I'll say. I'll pass the torch to somebody else.
Let's hold on, Mando.
I loved the episode. I just couldn't stop thinking about this one ass. I hate to call him an asshole, but just this closed-minded person, I couldn't help but think about him, and I like shared the story with my fiance.
To be honest,
I'll do it for you. He's an asshole.
Thank you, sir.
In our own sexuality, I'm sure it took us a lot to be like, okay, this is where we're going.
Sure.
This is blah, right? Like, just
I'm not like, I hope I see dick. Like, you know,
if we saw 80s, like, again, once you see Brokeback and it was like, and straight for it, like this is all like, okay, hey, so there was a lot of like, this is where we're going. There's a lot of
on that note, I've never wanted to fuck Nick Offerman so bad.
Right? Right?
That's the only thing
that man protects you.
That's the only thing I'm going to take from this show and be like, make that your commercial. I'm
Yeah,
just
I'll make
kidding.
that your commercial. Spread that on your bagel.
Yeah. Over and over. So wherever you go, like that's all we'll say. I'm just kidding. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Esteban, we all watch ourselves. Esteban, what did you feel about the episode?
Oh man, it was a near perfect episode. Can we just go ahead and give Nick Offerman the Emmy, please, for
Fuck yeah.
this episode? For
Fuck yeah.
Christ's sake, man. I will say it was so. Growing up, I went to an all boy Catholic school. I had an uncle that never came out, but I have a very strong feeling that he was gay. Which is, again, I have no issue with it. But like when I watch it and I'm watching it on TV, I'm like, oh, so we're going there. Okay. And then in the back of my head, I'm like, get it. Like, go for you. Like, no. Like I'm very like, it's like, go for it, dude. Thank God that like we're in a society that the majority of society has now evolved, to accept this, not and I say accept it as not as a bad thing, you know what I mean? But just like letting people be themselves.
It's a part of life.
Like that's all it is. It's a part of life, So that I'm extremely happy to see something like that on TV, whether it's on HBO, it's on fucking Fox, it's on NBC. It doesn't matter. I don't care. I'm happy to see that stuff because I see the evolution. That how far we've come.
Mm-hmm.
And me being a father of now 3 kids, it's like a part of me, it scares me because it's like, I don't know what they're in store for down the road. You know what I mean? Because yes, it's all right now. A lot of people accept it, but what's it going to be in the next 10, 15, 20 years? Are we going to revert back to the way people were thinking prior to this, where everything had to be hush hush and like no one could share anything or be themselves, and that's what scares me as a parent. But going back to the episode, I was extremely happy to see this, and I too was, did cry while I was watching the show.
Absolutely.
And that's the thing, it's like watching it, because my wife, she saw the first episode. She's like, yeah, it's good, but I'm kind of over the zombie thing,
Dana said the same thing, by the way.
Yeah. So it's just kind of like, if I'm watching it and she comes in, and like, I got no problem pausing and explaining the whole thing. So, but it was a very beautiful episode. It showed Nick Offerman, like you're used to Nick Offerman being very, the man, and to see him vulnerable, like we saw him in this episode, shows
that motherfucker had to earn.
Oof.
Yeah, he had to, like, he started off in a hole.
Right.
No, he had to earn it. It wasn't like you're a guy, I'm a guy. It was like everything, like just him coming out of the hole was like,
yeah,
you have to know, no pun intended, you have to know, like, bro, I've shot 20 years worth of people doing probably exactly what you did. Like, it's almost like an RPG game. You picked the right wording to get
in order to get to the point where we're at in the game. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. And the mere fact that you see their relationship evolution go, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years.
You
to the
play
point where
piano
now
sucky. You chose Linda Ronstadt. This is how it goes.
Bro, right?
Played into Joel, like guy, like, hey, this is Linda Ronstadt, to the little girl, like
to Ellie, like, don't change it,
Right. Yes.
Yes. And I thought that was fantastic. But I think what I think like really like broke me for this episode was the mere fact when Frank is telling Bill, like, I've made my decision. Today is my last day, and you're just like, oh fuck, like, so we had that moment at the beginning of this episode. Now we're gonna go into this moment, like, holy shit, like we're going from 0 to 60 in an hour. Like it's insane, to see that evolution. But the evolution felt perfect because you were able to feel what they felt throughout the entire episode. You know, you were able to say, yeah, these two men love each other to this point, you know, and to see that when Nick Offerman tells him, he goes, "You were my purpose." You're just like,
Mm,
oh my God, like, wow, you know, like, you know, because he the way he starts it off, he goes, "I'm old, you know,
yeah.
you were my purpose." So his sole purpose was to protect. That's what he wanted to be, and he wanted to be a protector. And by the way, Luis, you're the guy that came up to you and was telling you that. I guarantee you, I am willing to put $100 down that when he first saw Nick Offerman on there on the show, and he's like, and he saw him very much bunker. Hell yeah, that's me, bro. That's what I would do. You know, I guarantee you, I would put $100 on that. $100 on that. Okay, that's what he would have said. You know, he's like, oh, Bill's gonna be the fucking boss. You know, I would have all those. I would do that. Oh, I would definitely go ahead and get a generator and do all this and blah, this and that. The minute Frank came on, fucking 180. You know, yeah, no pun intended. You know, but the minute that Frank showed up, and we now saw Macho Bill turn into Bill.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, he was just like, oh.
That was a lot. There was a big nod to a lot of people that are anti.
Sure.
Are that, but they're so anti because of the way they were grown up.
Yep.
So that's why a lot of I'm not trying to get canceled, but that's why a lot of people of the same sex clubs are being attacked. That's why, and then you find out their dads didn't like people that like that stuff.
Yeah.
Like it's real weird that that's what you attack because that's what's you.
Right.
It's real weird for that, which I don't understand. I'm not trying to get canceled. I just don't understand it. There's an uproar of I love 2 episodes, and then we went into this, which was the dumb way of thinking for that. I'm not trying to cut you off, Mando, but he wasn't leaving.
Yeah.
When he got out of the hole, he's like, I'm hungry. Okay. That was the only conversation they had. I'm hungry. Okay, well, it's that way. North is that way. All right, well, I'm hungry. All right, well, hey, well, there's a piano right there. I've been looking at that the whole time.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, but I told you to leave. Okay, but you're playing Linda Ronstadt horribly. But he knew, like, this.
Like the minute he picked up that Linda Ronstadt book, he's just like, no, this is you. You know,
right. That's why we went from absolutely nothing to where now this guy is like, I want to build up this, and this. And then once he says yes to this, I'm going to say not Bordeaux. What the fuck do I want to use?
Boutique.
The boutique.
Like, you already knew, say these 2 words, and then this is what I'm going to get away with. Because, like, it's a survivalist. It's a fucking bro. Like, and that's the way Joel got to him. Like, you have 2 years on that fucking.
On the chain link fence. Yeah.
Right. You have, like, this is.
How good was that note, too, by the way?
Oh,
I never liked you, but I respected you.
Exactly.
We both do what we need to protect our own.
Exactly. Exactly.
Because it was like, you're speaking my language. I don't like you. These 2 that get along, we're gonna exchange fucking goods. But like, realistically, like, when this is dumbing it down to the fucking bare minimum. Sure. Your girlfriends get along. You both find out you love the fucking Raiders. You love the Rams. Like, that's your one thing. Like, oh wait, we're both kind of survivalists. Like,
right.
Listen, I have no interest in what you have to say. Like, blah blah blah. All right, well, Joel went into about 2 years on that. I have 14
You can
miles.
get you aluminum
Right.
siding,
Right now.
that'll last you
That's-
forever.
Oh, okay, cool. Like,
Right.
it's about personality. It's not about like your sex choice, because that's so fucking first world, small-minded, nothing shit. Like, bro, everybody's just trying to, I have to get this girl over here. You have to fucking make sure you live amongst yourself. But like this storyline of this person you found in a hole. Once this motherfucker was like, okay, we'll play a song, it was going to go into
For
how
sure,
we all
for sure.
do. Once you fall in love, it's like you have your fucking limits, but it's like, don't trust these people. We're gonna have a party. Like, you have to fucking, there's a person
Yeah.
Frank was on point with that.
Right. There's a person who wants it to be, let's do everything we can do. Like, okay. We dealt with this during COVID. There's a person that wants to go and make this not a fucking thing. And there's other people that are like, let's fucking stay in and get this done. And it's going to be done in 2 weeks, like Homeboy said. And there's other people that are like, we're going to do $1,000 in toilet paper and water because CNN or Fox or whatever told us to do so. Right? Like, then there's other people that are like, well, I mean, fucking if Eva Longoria showed up on my doorstep, all my shit is gone. So, like, you know what I mean? Like, I could give a fuck. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, it's the, and then it's the survivalist, and it was not stuff, blah 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 stuff, and then like a lot of times the most anti you are, it's because you're trying to push away what you are.
Right.
Yeah.
And you fucking fall in love, and it's fucking what it is. Like, this guy knew once he came out of the hole, no pun intended, there was little bits of he was falling in love.
Yeah.
While the reluctant one was like, okay, well, I'm gonna shoot you after we fucking finish this meal. This meal is amazing. I've never tasted this. It's the cow I slaughtered outside. Like you're trying to make it not romantic.
Right.
And it's so fucking cool. I feel like I'm talking this whole time. It's so fucking cool. Yeah, that guy said, because when he was pushing himself, he was very pushy. It was very like the stuff that he was saying. I was like, okay, but like
he was taking control of the situation.
I have 2 more seconds. We're gonna be pushy. I'm not gonna pushy. Like, whatever. Like, it was so cool that it was like, again, it was like you found out the one person that's and it's like, this is the one person that made me not me because I care about that much.
Yeah.
Whereas Joel was like, you and I are talking, which we're the same fucking person, and he thought it was Tess, but it's gonna be whatever. Which, as guys, we always deal with like, don't ever bring her up again because like now I care about you, but we don't want to get into fucking, I loved her, man. Like, we have to fucking shoot all these motherfuckers. Like, don't put me in that fucking mindset.
For sure.
It was great. It was the way we deal with things as guys, and not fucking belittling everything that it takes as a woman, because I'm sure the way they saw it was a different thing. But guys are very protective, and whether you're gay or not, like, it turned into how we could all talk to each other.
Yeah, absolutely.
Whether you're whatever, whether you're not, like, this is, I got shot in the belly, call Joel, the one guy I didn't fucking trust to go in my house, right? Like, we are the same fucking person. Like, we just don't get along on this fucking one thing. Like, call Joel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's fucking cool.
Yeah.
And shows up, has all the fucking everything that you fucking stored. Like, it's the same pin code but backwards. It's the like absolute access to his life, and it has nothing to do with preference. It has everything to do with you're the same fucking person.
Yeah,
that's all.
Yeah, because at that point, Bill doesn't know about Ellie. Bill's just like, in his letter, he goes, "That's what we're here for. We're here to protect. So therefore, protect Tess. Take all my shit. I'm obviously not going to use it anymore. Take all my shit. Protect Tess, which is now Ellie. Protect her.
Right. Which was cool because it was like, again, like, I should be mad at you, but this is the most romantic thing. Like, you're gonna die with me. Very Romeo and Juliet, very, like, fucking, but again, it's talking to a lot of people of like this guy that was so anti and guns and fucking let's go politically, that kind of a supporter into that kind of shit. It's fucking cool. Like, it was like I have to be honest in that as that was happening, it was very fucking awkward for me. When they were in bed together, I was like, he was touching dicks. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just dealing with it as a guy, like scenario wise. Like, sure. All right, cool. Like, even if you're slowly accepting the thing, like, it was like, he wasn't leaving after I'm gonna play the piano.
Yeah.
I mean, he was never leaving. He kept choosing, like, well, do this and I'll leave. Do this and I'll leave. And it was like, he got like.
By the way, I don't do this with everybody, but I'm gonna stay for a few days. Okay.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Right.
I'm not a whore. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
He was still letting them know, like, I don't sleep with anybody, so that I'm gonna get your guns. I'm not gonna whatever. And then the very next scene is like, well, I want to build up all these three things.
5 years later,
it's him going like, well, why do we need a boutique? Why do we need anything? But you named off the way that you do a fucking regular relationship. I'm gonna name off three things. The one thing that you really want is the fourth thing, but there's like, okay, well, you didn't give me. If you're dealing with a person in a relationship, there's things you really care about, and then there's like that fourth thing, like, okay, well, you said no to these three things, so I only want that. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
right. But I think that's what Frank was trying to do was, yes, Frank knows that the world is shit, but he's still trying to create a world with Bill to spend together. That's what he was trying to do, which is why he was going.
If it wasn't for him, the entire street, they would have nobody to take over.
For sure,
he would have nobody to reach out to.
Yeah,
and he said, "Call fucking Joel." Like, if it wasn't for him, like, it's a very good episode.
It was fucking beautiful, dude. Like, I swear, if that is not nominated for Emmys,
Walking Dead-ish, but it's not like we're gonna now follow these two. It was like, we have to get here to get to here, because in the game you land here and you don't know the story of how.
I'm telling you, dude, like, I really would want it to be in the writer's room where they're just like, oh, okay, cool, we got episode 1 done, we got episode 2 done, but we killed Tess, but they need a car.
We have played
but here's the thing. It's just kind of like, okay, we got 10 episodes that we got to get through, but we've already killed Tess off in the second episode. Someone in the back's just like, dude, I got it. Let me take 3. They need a car, right? They need a car. Let me take care of episode 3. Dude comes in, turns it in, fucking tears, and he's like, finished episode 3. Here you go. It's just like, come on, like, fuck, dude, like, how cool is that?
So good.
Going from game 1 to game 2.
Yeah.
I honestly feel like that should be 3 seasons. But going from game 1 to game 2 is a very eye-opening, this sucks thing.
Yeah.
It's very anti-Walking Dead, everybody that you like survives thing. So I do feel like, again, like, where you landed in the game is an entire storyline of the letter you find in the game. That's what you're going to see, as opposed to going on the game, and like, you know what I mean, like it's a like, oh, I found a letter. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Resident Evil had a million letters, and you're like, there
Give a
now
shit.
you
I
have
don't give a shit about this
every
letter.
single storyline to happen with that. All right, we're at almost 11, which is probably fucking almost 2 for fucking Mando. Andreas never came back.
Mondo's dead.
Yeah.
No.
So
Okay.
Ash,
have you
Ash,
guys seen?
Ash, hold on, real quick. I'm like, Ash, how are you going to have me on a show and not let me talk?
I made sure that I cut you off every single time.
Yeah, I
No,
know.
please talk. Please talk.
No, I'm good, man. I'm teasing.
We're not gonna have you for another fucking, at least till next year when it's on your birthday, and maybe it's on a Friday this time. But please.
No, I'm joking. I'm kidding.
Where's
I'm
yours?
just giving you shit.
After the
Because-
last
yeah.
game, I do want you to talk about your project, because I'm really interested. And
cool. Yeah.
yes, please.
Wait, wasn't that our last game? We have one more.
I think that was our last game.
No, it's Spotify Playhouse, but I will go.
Let's get into it. Let's get into your project, man.
Yeah, please. All right. So for everybody listening, Esteban and Luis won. Mondo, you lost.
Yay.
Congratulations. Welcome to the show.
You
my
lost
partner.
because your teammate quit on you. That's why.
Yeah. No, because my teammate left to get cigarettes because I like to have a smoke after I get fucked. So
Speaking of Last of Us, go on. I'm kidding. Clearly, I'm kidding. No, bring up the project. Where can we see it?
Oh, yeah.
Instagram, whatever leading to it.
Instagram. Yes. So I'm currently shooting a feature horror film called Reaper Road. I didn't really tell anyone I was going to do it. I just kind of started doing it.
Oh yeah.
And essentially, it's in a nutshell. It is. I mean, it's going to be a while before it's all completely done because it's a feature and we have like a micro budget. But it's called Reaper Road. It's about two women in the late 90s that are leaving a concert, and while they're driving home, like across the state, someone starts following them. So they get off the road and end up on a back road into the woods, and that road never ends.
Nice.
That's all I'm going to say.
That's fucking dope.
So
I'm in.
All right.
So
If that's
it's
all you're
super
gonna say, where
psychological.
can we see this? If we have to pay for it, like,
Where am I buying? Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like, you can't do that because where do we? When it's done,
Yeah. So we started shooting a few weeks ago. We shot for about a week. We got about almost half the movie in the can.
Shit, nice.
We are taking we hit pause. It was always a plan to hit pause while my lead actress goes to Italy to shoot some stuff. And then when she gets back later on this year, we're going to resume filming. We're also going to take this time to cut together what we got, make a teaser trailer, do a poster, set up a campaign. We're basically going to crowdfund to get the rest of the budget that we need. We're probably going to raise for about 30, 40 grand to finish the movie, but that's going to include the visual effects. There's a lot of practical effects. There's a lot
or
of
like a GoFundMe, or is there? Like, there is.
It's not up yet, but it will be like probably at the end of summer. At the end of summer, we're going to launch all that stuff, and there's going to be perks like posters and all kinds of stuff to go with it.
Let us know so that we can.
We got to have you back, dude. Like,
totally.
so that we can push it. We can absolutely push.
It'll be this late, though. It'll be this late.
Where
where
can the people start following you, man, so that we can stay up to date with your project?
Yeah, so I'm on Instagram. You can find me by my name, Mando Franco, or you can just find me by my my screen name, which is El Mandalorian. So that's EL_Mondo, not Mandalorian. It's Mondolorian. So, yeah, find me that way. And then once you find me there, I have a link, and I have a link on my bio for my website that has shorts and contact information, so you can reach out to me via email or just follow me on Instagram. And I'm pretty good about responding.
Oh,
but
dude. the moment that GoFundMe goes up, I would insist that you come on. We'll do a special episode for you, dude. Like, I'm
Oh,
already,
hell yeah. Thank you.
I want to throw money your
sure.
way, dude. Like,
Even earlier, like if you say like a Saturday, we'll do it like a Saturday at 2, which is like 4 or 5 for you. Like we could do this
special live episode. Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, and if you want, we can, I can get someone from the cast on it. If you want to do something like that,
Yes,
I'd have to get people on. Yeah,
yes,
yeah, absolutely.
1000% yes.
As much as you sound like it's a favor to like, yes.
So what we've done before is we torture ourselves with really bad hot sauces to like bring
and I
up
also think that we
fucking
should
viewership. So we do that shit. We interview you guys while we're fucking in pain.
Yeah.
We still have the horrible shot thing that's to make us throw us up.
Dunzo. Oh, this is a done thing, sir. Please.
Yeah.
Please make
Mando,
this happen.
I got a question for you, bro. Because like the three of us have always been talking about like shooting short films or like skits and stuff like that. Obviously for the three of us, well, Ash has been acting and stuff, but for like Luis and myself, for the uninitiated, where do you feel would be the best way to start if we were going to go ahead and do something like this, man? Because I know Luis has got a ton of ideas.
Actually making stuff like he's
like actually making
10 years where he is.
Yeah.
He's we're day one.
Step one is get a plan. Write something, write around what what works, and then pass it around to people that you trust, not just friends, but people that you trust for feedback. It's, that way. Because the thing about, I imagine it would be something probably in the comedy realm. It's so subjective because what's hilarious to you will not be hilarious to like 5 other people, but there also are other people that have the same sense of humor you do and they'll find it hilarious. Like comedy is really hard. So is horror. Horror is extremely difficult because something different scares everybody else. What scares you might not scare me, but I'm fucking scared of everything, which is why I make.
There's a lot of people that love the trailer and then like none of that, like horror people like, oh, that's not good. Like, but like Mother scared them enough, and then there was hierarchy,
Hereditary.
Hereditary fucking freaked me out.
Yeah, like it's done. And I was out at Midsummer. Like Midsummer, I was like, I'm out. Like, but there was like, it has to be not a slasher film. It has to be like psychologically fucked up,
right?
Like for the next level to be like, oh fuck, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, because there's like there's like stuff that. No, you're good. There's stuff that like I have ideas that I want to shoot, and like put together. Like I have little short story type things where it's either it can either be like action packed or comedy and stuff like that, So it's just kind of like, okay, like I want to go all in for something like this, because I truly love film and the escape from it and just the work to put it together, you know what I mean? I truly dig stuff like that, you know what I mean? So I'm glad and I'm extremely happy that you're on the show, so that we can, or well, at least myself can kind of like pick your brain and be like, okay, well, fuck, you've done it, dude. You're following your dream, you're following your passion, and clearly you're having a lot of fun doing it, you know what I mean? So it's just kind of like that's where I want to get to. I want to get to shooting that and building a fucking comics empire with these clowns over here to my left, and just be us, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, more power to you. Like I think the step one is just getting it on paper, man. I mean, that's truly step one. It's just because what sounds great in your head is it's different once you put it out there. It's like, oh, maybe that won't work like I thought, and then you start to like see things you didn't think about. You're like, oh, what would make this better? This, and like I was right on about that. I knew that was going to work once I put it out. It's putting it out on paper is probably the best place to start, and that's how you build from there.
Very cool.
The fuck is his name? He's a comedian now, but he had like a big early 2000s, like super bad.
Jonah Hill.
No.
Michael Cera?
Judd Apatow. Judd Apatow.
Judd Apatow. Like he's
Yeah.
he's doing stand up now, and it's like, bro, I've come up with like he has a whole like kind of style in that like Knocked Up fits into Super Bad, fits into This Is 40, like you know, that's what you could create too. Like it doesn't have to be, it has to be exactly what he's not doing because he's already doing it. Like Tarantino is like fucking I loved Enter the Dragon, but I love westerns that love fucking spaghetti, fucking, you know what I mean? Like just make it your world.
Yeah.
Fucking, we all love fucking Killer Clowns from Outer Space or Mars, but it's like should not be a thing. But
Outer Space. You're right the first time.
Yeah, you had it right, and then you went wrong.
I feel like it was Mars. Why
Then you meshed it with the Biker Mice from Mars. Two different
Yeah,
things.
you did.
Exactly. But you know, you know what I mean? Like, just make it yours. But anyway,
yeah, I love that Jordan Peele would say that, you know, write your favorite movie that hasn't been made yet.
exactly.
And that's kind of how I kind of like channel my way into this thing, because like I write about what scares me. Like I'm scared of the woods, you know, so I put two people that are stuck in a car driving down this road in the woods that never ends, and it's almost like driving through Silent Hill.
It's real weird because this last episode, when I say this last episode is 3, never has it been more The Walking Dead than it, because all of a sudden it was like these two different characters that we now have to care about, and now it's a storyline with them, and then like Rick's gonna show up later or whatever it's gonna be, right? But it wasn't Carol's gonna fall in, like Carol and her abusive husband, and this is how we got there. It was this is how they met, but this is ultimately the storyline is this, which is like they just did it completely different. But when we're watching the story, we were like, okay, well, so Joel's gonna come into this, and then it's gonna be like, ooh, and then he's only gonna take fucking gorgeous beard. What's his name?
Offerman.
Offerman's gonna go on with it. And it's gonna go along, and like we're gonna be a team, and we're gonna fucking build up whatever. Like,
nope.
During episode 2, they thought it was gonna be. Certain people thought it was gonna be. Wasn't me. They thought it was gonna be the way. Kind of, there was the hilltop for
Walking Dead,
and there's over here. Like they thought it was gonna like, oh, we're just doing Walking Dead, and it's like, we're going a different fucking place. And the game knows what we're doing, but it's awesome because the game is like, it's one. I said this already, but it was one letter. It's an entire fucking storyline.
Yeah.
As opposed to, because we need to make this last a lot longer than
for sure.
Certain people in the game passing away, and it's like, that's where I could see it being like, okay, so you know how like Rick's dead like as a fucking 8 seasons ago, like he's alive here, and because that's what works. But you love Carl. Now he's dead, but their sister was dead. You know what I mean? Like instead of doing that, it was they're trying to
Coral.
Get there.
Coral.
It's real weird that people wanted him to die until fucking he ate pudding on a roof, but that's what made everybody love him.
Yeah.
All right. So we're at 11-12, which is like fucking 112 for fucking Mando. We're good on topics?
Yeah, we're good.
All right. So Esteban and Luis won. Mando, I feel like you got screwed over because maybe they were trying to make me end the show early because you didn't even get that last one.
No worries.
Okay, but you'll be back.
Don't worry about it. Yeah.
This has been episode 109. This has been episode 109. I hope you enjoyed I won't get the show for another 2 years. So
Yeah,
love you guys.
Big shout out to everybody that joined us on our TikTok live, that was watching us on our TikTok live. Really do appreciate you guys.
What did we end?
Everyone
What were the likes? What did we end at?
we ended at 1,000. No one there. That was pretty much
Ended
it.
at 1,000 likes.
Yeah. We only got 1,000
Great.
likes for the episode, which is, I mean,
Pretty
it's
dope.
fine. You know, it's cool. I'm glad. I love it when we
great.
get the likes.
And we got
You
some
know?
activity on our Twitch channel. So thank you guys for commenting and keeping the conversation alive. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah. So anyone that joined the live feed late, the episode's gonna go ahead and drop on podcast and audio form come Monday. So if you guys want to catch re-listen to us, you're gonna go ahead and listen to us Monday, wherever you guys end up listening to podcasts.
Last time for Mando. Mando, where can they find you? And where can we find the projects that are happening?
Yeah, so I am on Instagram, is usually pretty current. So I'm on Instagram. You can look up Mando Franco, or my handle L Mandalorian. That's EL_ Mandalorian. And Facebook, I am Mando Franco, and IMDb Mando Franco. I got links to everything.
Okay,
That all
so
points to my website. So
a week before, like, to promote the thing that you're doing now, let's work out something. Even if we have to do this, let's work out something that we could promote. A webisode or whatever you're gonna do. Like if we have to go to somewhere, or it's releasing.
The good news is we got time, because we're not shooting again until November. We'll probably crowdfund end of summer, early fall. So we got some time. But in the meantime, I have 2 short films I'm in post on right now that are taking forever. One's a horror, one's a comedy. The other, and I got stuff I'm writing. So always doing something.
Good.
Right on.
Constant.
Hey man, whenever you come back to Cali, dude, we gotta shoot some stuff, man. Cause dude, I really dig, talking to you and stuff. So yeah.
Oh, thank you, man. Appreciate it. Likewise. Yeah, man. I'll send you guys a link to the site, and I got some shorts on there that I've made the last couple of years, and I'm really proud of them. We just finished the festival run with my killer clown short film called Death Scene.
Even if you can't show up, give us the whatever. We will promote.
We'll plug them. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
It's 11:15, which is like fucking 2:15 for fucking home slice.
Yeah.
All right. I love hosting the show. Sorry we ran so late, but clearly there's a lot of stuff we needed to work out. As men, as people, there's a lot of things that speak to us because we're people. Real TV people. We're gonna go ahead and end this. Thank you. Good night. 109 is in the books. I'm gonna stop recording.
All right, Comix. We are everywhere.
We are everywhere. Biatch.